and this is something, it's a debate. We saw this person debate Chuck Kirk, and now she's debating Benjamin Shapiro. And I'm just curious how it's going to go.
Yeah, like a jackrabbit. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Hi, Naima.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. So, I kind of want to shift the conversation about DEI a little bit away from culture, because I don't know if that's necessarily like a helpful conversation to have. And I really want to talk more about representation. So 1 in 5 Americans currently is Hispanic. This country, like it or not, is not a homogenous country. We are a very diverse country. Mm-hmm. Do you not think that our legislators should be representative of the overall population?
I don't see a way that you can have a quote unquote representative legislature with 435 members of Congress.
I agree that it should be much larger. Apparently we haven't added people to Congress in like 100 years, or it's a very long time. We definitely should add more people to Congress. But that's also not a great argument to start with, because, I mean, you could make it more representative. It might not be perfectly representative, right? But you could make it more representative.
In a country of 340 million people, because you can divvy that up however you want. It's not by race. You could do it by sex. You could do it by gender. You could do it by sex.
You could do it by, like, all of the most prominent designators, basically, though.
Sexual orientation. How exactly do you decide what is quote unquote the representative group? And also, I don't believe that individuals ought to be represented based on group identity. So, for example, I'm Jewish. Jews are actually overrepresented in Congress. I don't think that we ought to decide exactly how many people in Congress are Jewish.
Okay, that's totally not what he just said, though. Play that back.
Group. And also, I don't believe that individuals ought to be represented.
He's not making a good argument, which is why he's just going, and also, and also this, and also that. And none of them really are a good argument, but he's just saying a few things. So listen to what he adds.
I don't believe that individuals ought to be represented based on group.
He doesn't think individuals ought to be represented. Okay, we'll forgive the misspeaking. He doesn't think individuals should be represented
identity. So
by their identity. So he doesn't think identity is an aspect of individuals that requires representation. Just their beliefs, not their identities.
Example, I'm Jewish. Jews are actually overrepresented in Congress. I don't think that we ought to decide exactly how many people in Congress are Jewish based on the Jewish population of the country. I think that's actually a pretty silly way to do representation.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, you don't need to do a 1-to-1 for everything.
Well, we don't have to do it systematically, but fundamentally there is an issue with the fact that we are not fully represented. Like, the entire population is not represented. We have never had a black female president. I still have to pay taxes.
We've never had a
the
Jewish
whole
president.
concept is no taxation without. We have had a white male president.
Right. So you could say maybe these designators, based on how many people they encompass, are more significant designators. Black, woman, those encompass a lot of people, more than Jewish people. So maybe it's even more logical that there should be a president who is a black woman, because there's a lot more black women than there are Jews. Are there actually black women in the U.S., Jews in the U.S.? As of 2020, Jewish population, according to this random Google, is 7.5 million people in the U.S. Oh yeah, there's definitely more black women than that. Oh, fuck. I just clicked out of the window. Hold on. Black women in U.S. 7.5 million Jews. Oh, yeah. I mean, right, because black people are like 15, 16%. Black women are about half that. So there are like 4 times as many black women as Jews. So, I mean, it's just a little bit more of a prominent population.
We've had like 45 of them.
Whether Jews count as white or not has been sort of an object of debate for quite a while.
Obviously, Jews count as white, dude. I mean, until the white supremacists get power, I mean, everyone looks at me and they go, that's a white guy.
We do. Okay.
You do.
So, I mean, it depends according to whom, and that's a pretty recent development.
According to everyone but white supremacists. Literally.
Okay, so.
Basically everyone. It's a religion.
Judaism
do you not agree that you were a white man?
I mean, I think that it depends on the context in which we're discussing it.
See, Ben, I don't even think Ben would deny this. He's just such a smarmy little guy. He just can't grant things. Like, really?
So what are you, Ben? Are you not a white guy?
I mean, I'm a man.
Like she should have to make a more complicated point to win the debate. He's making it very easy.
Jewish ethnicity, which is sometimes grouped with white and sometimes not. I mean, that's the more accurate way to put it. But
no, I mean, sure. I guess. I don't. It's not really the point. We're getting off.
What else would
talking
you be
about-
grouped with?
with Jews, who are which is an ethnicity. I mean,
So
yeah.
you're not white at all.
I mean, again, it depends who's doing the grouping and how. I've seen Jews grouped with white and Jews grouped with not white.
Well, what do you think? Right? Because, yeah, you can draw a distinction. The point is having, like, let's say, like, Bernie Sanders. For Bernie Sanders to be the president, it would be a lot more notable that he's a socialist-leaning person rather than Jewish. I say this as a Jewish person, so I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Are we just pretending that doesn't exist? That's a reality. However, as far as your generalized point, which is that we are supposed to identify people by group identity, if we don't have a black female president, somehow black females have not been represented. So Barack Obama was in no way representative of black females because he's not a female.
No,
he's
he
black.
was. He was representative,
So
but
he
that's
was half
the point.
representative. How do you do the math on this, and why?
You shouldn't do the math on it completely statistically, but the fact
You shouldn't
is
do the math on it at all. You should treat
clearly
people as individuals.
underrepresented.
You should treat people as individuals.
Well, if you don't even want Kamala Harris to attempt to
I mean, his argument is not. It's very disingenuous because it's like, again, in theory, everyone is an individual, but also people represent interests of individuals when they're in power.
create DEI initiatives in
I mean, we have Christian fundamentalists representing Christians in Congress and the government at massive numbers.
office, and there isn't even going to be a conversation about it.
I mean, I don't think there ought to be a conversation about why we ought to be represented by race.
Okay, he just did it again. He just said represented again.
There ought to be a conversation about why we ought to be represented
Are you kidding, Ben? Represented? Twice in a conversation? Represented?
by race or by sex. I think that we are each individual people with individual ideas, and if that person represents my ideas, I don't care what sex, race, or sexual orientation they are.
Right, but they are more likely to represent your ideas when you have identity commonalities. Not definitively, but they are more likely.
I mean, to an extent, yes.
No,
but
entirely.
there is an issue with the lack of empathy in office. We need to be able to empathize and legislate for the people that are living in this country.
Well, also, you could say, well, one of the biggest populations of the United States is renters, and there are very few renters. And that's not about your identity, that's about a behavior you're engaging in, but it still is a marker. Like, this whole thing of what constitutes an identity and what doesn't is, I think, an obfuscation and a smokescreen. Really, the question is how many people are being represented. I did it! Oh, I did it. It is kind of hard. It does. You do get tripped up. I represented it. Fuck, I did it.
I was not
Do you
aware.
not believe that?
I was not aware that empathy is relegated to particular race solidarity.
Ben, are you stupid? Her argument was that it's easier for people to have empathy with people that they share an identity with. I do think there's a massive lack of empathy, and so the idea being there's a little bit more ease of people having empathy with people they have identity markers in, not
the people that are living in this country.
I was not
Do you
aware.
not believe that?
I was not aware that empathy is relegated to particular race solidarity.
Yeah, that expression is what I'm thinking. Ben, that was like a willful misunderstanding, dude.
No, but I mean, it's easier to be empathetic towards people whose experiences you can fundamentally understand
Yeah.
based on your identity. Like, do you not
Like, a black person understands what it means to be racially profiled a lot more than a white Jewish person.
believe that people have an inherent bias
So first of all, I'm
based
not
on
sure.
identity?
I mean, we can start with the empathy itself. I'm not sure that empathy is always the best basis for actual public policy,
No, it is actually.
because when you have group solidarity and empathy based on group solidarity, you're going to attempt to actually benefit the group with whom you have solidarity. So that
So he's literally saying empathy is not a good basis because it will motivate you to support those people.
actually cuts against
But
generalized
that's like a
public
fundamental
policy.
It cuts against generalized public policy to have empathy with particular groups.
thing that just exists, which is
Oh my god. And then
why we need representation in government.
why do they stop them if they have more time? Okay, I don't care. This is a podcast or something.